Good morning, David. Good morning, everybody.
Hello, my beautiful friends. Good morning, Tim. It's good to see you. How are you?
I'm very well, and I've just got to put this in here. White rabbits. It's the first of the month. That's have you not heard that term?
I have
White
not heard
rabbit.
that term, no.
Claire Taylor always says it the first of every month, and apparently it means, welcome to a new month. So, white
White
rabbits.
rabbits it is. Okay, I'll take that on board.
Yeah. So what have we got in store then? This is the Friday Ascension update slash beginning of August slash going into the Lionsgate properly update,
It,
I think. So we've got a little bit to talk about, haven't we?
it is officially 1 week to the Lionsgate today. Dun
It
dun
is.
dun. Dramatic
Da-da-da.
music. Yeah,
Ominous music.
that's it. What a time it is. I
Mm,
I'm getting really, really excited. I mean, it's been intense. Don't get me wrong,
mm.
like the last couple of weeks have been so intense building up to this, but the flow of information that's coming through, I have never witnessed before. It's really, really exciting. There is so much happening this year. It really feels like a step change. I think you've been experiencing the same thing, haven't you?
Well, this is it, and but just before we started recording and going live, like David and I were having a little catch up, a little chat, weren't we?
That's it.
And I mean, you and I, David, we've been discussing Lionsgate and the other spiritual events in all of their intricacies since 2018 onwards. And there's always a specific pattern that occurs with each of the spiritual events that we we go through, and the vast majority of them comprise of us going through a metamorphosis, a change, downloading energies, being given information, and then kind of pensively waiting for the structural effects to ripple out into our reality. Yes, we've begun to see a lot altering and occurring. There have been some very exciting things that occurred over the last 5 years or so. I mean, just
Mm.
look at 2020 and 2021, just as we were all getting really bored and agitated, something juicy came along to keep the light workers of the planet all entertained and interested and on our toes. But what I'm seeing now, and this has been going on since the beginning of the year, is actual cohesive structural change. And it's also the first time that I've seen kind of alterations in the original plan done kind of on the move by the Intergalactic Council as we go through. And I'm referring here to March when they actually stepped back for the whole of the month, told me to go and take a break and said, we'll be back on the 29th. And lo and behold, that's exactly what they did and said things have changed. So this is the year where it's almost like there's a wild card. There's all multiple wild cards being put into the Ascension framework. And ultimately, it's down to you and me and everybody else out there to actually get this right. So no pressure, guys, guys and girls, like no pressure on us. We're being told to relax and be in joy and being as happy as possible while all of this is going on. And in actual fact, there is a jovial gravity to what we are experiencing at the moment, wouldn't you say, David?
Absolutely. And funny enough, as you were speaking, in what I heard was this was the year of passing over the reins. And
Yes.
that echoes a couple of things that I've heard this year. If you've watched any one of my videos since last December, they've pretty much all been talking about our own personal mastery and moving and stepping into our power. And I channeled a message a little while ago, I think it was from Melchizedek, where he was saying that this isn't a process of them. They are not transforming our planet. We are transforming our planet. And up until this point, it's been very much a hands on process of them assisting and guiding and pushing and nudging. The information that's coming through now through the Lions Gate and out the other side of it is it's time for us to transform this planet. We have been pushed to step into our power and take control of our own realities. And of course, this is for our own personal freedom, joy, love, sovereignty. But also, if we can apply those same techniques that we're using to take control of our own reality, unify a vision between all of us and spread that into the field, we create the new world that we are looking to live in. We create the new age. And that is the passing over the reins. It's time for us to take control of this process in our own sovereign power. And that is quite a step change. But as Tim says, that's not was it gravitas joy, did you say, Tim? I can't remember the exact.
Yeah, joyous gravity, or gravity with a sprinkling of joy in it, or just the good old kind of the trigger word responsibility, which seems to kind of get a lot of people at some point on the ascension pathway, whether they're working in the 3D or working in the 5D. I mean, we've got the summit I want to talk about.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Break it down.
Yes,
Bring it on, Tim.
yeah, there's something I want to get off my chest, and I was talking about it in WAGs on Wednesday. I kind of just like left a little bit of a teaser, so everybody in this group kind of tune in on Friday. Going to be here with David, but there's something that's very important that's come through, and it's with regards to I mean, we are witnessing a global awakening of unparalleled proportions. It's like it's like a wildfire. We can see it occurring, and there's multiple reasons why it's occurring. It's because basically, like, well, if you come back to the core of the matter, the whole planet's been waking up since 2012, but now things are really moving quickly. We're getting to the point now where all of the veils have been removed from the third eye. Okay, the light that came through on the 29th of March, the blue light, after the Intergalactic Council had taken their recess, was designed for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to remove the ability to hide from hide from the truth. So it's almost like paint stripper, like removing everything from the third eye, removing that ability to deny reality or to deny truth, to remain in a state of inertia, hypnotism, and it's having a profound effect. There are so many hundreds and thousands, if not millions, of people waking up there out in the world. But and this is where things start getting. This is where things become important because I mean, I've been beating the drum of focus on peace, focus on love, focus on what you wish to see in the world since the beginning of 2020. That I just felt that's all I had. That's all I could talk about all the way through all of the lockdown stuff.
Mm.
Don't get angry. Don't shake your fist at the powers that were. Like, yes, we if you want to be kind of like giving reasons or justifications, yes, the human race has got reason to be angry, but it's an emotion that does not serve us at this time. So the people that are waking up into a world that is clearly an illusion. The puppeteers, the powers that were, those that are kind of like sat on piles of money, kind of pulling the strings and making life as difficult as they possibly can. They lost their ability to access the magic of the astral a couple of years ago. The doors were closed, and since that point, it was almost to the day they began bombarding our reality with multiple scenarios that trigger. Okay, they're designed to take us from a state of heart-centeredness into survival mode, into being angry, to being enraged with this group, to being enraged with the government, to being enraged with the pharmaceutical companies, frightened of war, frightened of poverty, frightened of all of these things that they do genuinely have the potential to affect our reality. But in actual fact, if you notice how these things they occur, they wind everybody up, and then they disappear, and then something pops up somewhere else. It winds everybody up, and then it disappears. And this
Mm.
is happening like balloons being released full of helium into the sky constantly. When one finishes, another occurs, and people are beginning to scratch their heads and go, "Are they trying to wind us up? Are they?" And
Yes.
that's like red rag to a bull. It's like, how very dare you? So I'm seeing an incredible amount of awakened souls, or newly awakened souls, or even veterans of the light service, falling into anger, falling into division, falling into basically that what they would consider to be divine fury. You know, if you're not angry, then you're not living in reality. And that is exactly the energy they are now using as their fuel. So basically, anybody who's getting wound up is a glorified loosh bag. And I'm sorry that I'm not pulling my punches like verbally here this morning. It's something that has to stop, because all of that energy is literally just keeping the 3D matrix afloat. Once it's gone, if we just turn our backs, like, sorry, not interested, not
Mm,
playing, all we got to do is say we're not playing. Okay, we don't want to play that game. We want to go make our own game, a nice game somewhere else. That's all we've got to do, is say no and walk away. It doesn't require our vengeance, our interaction, our anger. We just pull the plug. That's what we're being asked to do. And when we pull the plug, it's almost like the soul gives a sigh of relief. And I'm talking from personal experience here, because I'm just as easy to kind of like, oh, that's got my attention. You know, like, oh, how dare they, sort of thing. It brings the warrior out in you straight away. And then you realize that is exactly the energy that is being used for fuel. All of this outrage, all of this indignation, all of this division. It's become a source of fuel. And what the Intergalactic Council are saying is, stop, step back, deal with the things that we need to deal with. Don't ignore them. Just deal with them from a higher perspective. Okay, there's huge movements going on throughout all of the countries that are beginning to, we've got all of these laws, we've got all of these naturally based rights as living sovereign human beings, and they're all intertwined into the fabric of our cultures and our realities, and that's what's beginning to come through. But it's done from a point of peace, from knowledge, from higher understanding, outwitting rather than fighting. So that's me this morning. I've got that off my chest now, but it's very important that we stop fueling this, because at the moment, instead of being this kind of little withered balloon that the Matrix used to be, it's beginning to kind of pad itself out with everybody's outrage, massively happening in the UK at the moment. It's
mm.
So I think one of the things that we're going to be doing on the 8th, David, is bringing in a lot of violet flames, kind of as a countermeasure. We were talking
100%.
about that the other day, weren't we?
We were 100%. Thank
So
you.
over to you, my friend.
Thank you, Tim. You touched on a couple of really interesting points in there that I just want to expand on to, if you don't mind. A couple of things. You mentioned the warrior archetype. This is something that I'm working with Archangel Michael at the moment in preparation for a course, and one of the things that he's teaching in that is like the 6 tenets of his energy of embodying the sacred warrior, right? And one of the most important ones of Archangel Michael's, basically the aspects of his personality, is love. This is about the idea of being the sacred warrior. This is what we want to be. We don't want to be the angry warrior charging into battle, smashing skulls. We want to be the sacred warrior, and love is so important to doing this. It is possible to respond from a place of seeing, things that are wrong in the world, injustices, and to respond from a place of love. And that is so, so important. It's like if we think about the idea of the throat chakra, right? We always say, oh, okay, to have a healthy throat chakra, you have to speak your truth. But speaking angry truth will block your throat chakra. If you want to speak your truth, you have to combine the energy with your heart. You have to speak from a place of love. And of course, this is the vibration that we then put into our world all around us. If you're watching my series at the moment where I'm breaking down how the world, the universe around us work, the conscious field, the living embodiment of the I am that is all around us responds to our vibration in absolutely everything that we do. We instruct the field as a reflection of our own thoughts. If we're putting anger out into our field, all we're going to do is manifest more situations to be angry. If we come back to a place of love, if we embody that sacred warrior, we create opportunity to bring change. And that's what it's all about. If all of us can respond from a place of love, to hold that vibration, to stay in peace. And this is not about ignoring what's going on in the world. I just want to state that. because we have to be
Yeah.
aware of the world and we have to know what's going on, but we have to hold the higher vision for the outcome that we want. And when we do that, when we've got enough of us all around this planet stepping into our power, our mastery, what we've been talking about all year, recognizing our ability to shape the world around us and holding that vibration, that's when we bring great change. Now, if you are getting triggered by this thing, stuff, and that, of course, is perfectly understandable. As Tim says, he gets triggered by it. I get triggered by it too, because these are horrendous injustices in many ways, and
Mm,
it's perfectly human to respond to them in that way.
it is.
The most important thing to do is not to bottle it up. Okay,
Mm,
there's so many people out there that say, okay, focus on love and light, focus on the higher positive. Yeah, like all of these different things that I have just said myself. But you can't just bottle up this stuff. If you're angry, you have to find a way to let it out and then return to the place of higher consciousness. If you just push it down, you're going to internalize it. That changes your vibration anyway. Even if it comes part of your subconscious, it still changes your vibration that then goes out into the world around you. So find a way to express this, to channel it, write it in a note and burn it or something like that. Just do something that you need to do. Trust me, I've been there, done that. I've written enough angry letters to God when I felt that there's, things are not going the way that they're meant to do. And you have to get it out because it festers within you. Find a way, whether that's going for a nice walk in nature or a run or getting a punching bag and just getting it out of your system, whatever it is that you need to do, let it go, give it over to God and return back to that high place. Retune your vibration and retune your reality around you.
And that's golden advice, David. Like, I've, you were just saying that you've kind of embarked upon an exercise routine. I've been using it as my outlet. For those of you that might not know me, I'm a third degree black belt. I'm a kickboxer, and that is my outlet. I whenever I am carrying stuff that I don't want to be carrying, by the time I've been into class for an hour and a half, I'm absolutely clear as a whistle, and my dopamine levels are high. I'm feeling calm. I'm feeling in the moment. We all have the options available to us. It might be yoga, it might be running, it might be a walk by the sea. Just do something to remove yourself from that point of focus, recenter, allow the energy to move through you. Always honor what's coming through you and honor your emotions. But the one way to not engage with this at the moment is by shaking your fist at the TV or the powers that were, and it's a little bit like I used the analogy a little, I think probably a couple of years ago. It's a little bit like maybe being in a busy English pub and some guy comes up to you at the bar and starts poking you in the chest, trying to get you to kick off. That's exactly what it's like. That's
Mm.
what the puppeteers are trying to do. It's like a poke in the chest, like you had enough yet? You're going to kick off. You're going to kick off, and we're seeing evidence of it actually becoming a thing, especially in England at the moment, and I know this is occurring all across Europe as well. Very specific tactics used to wind people up. So we now move into a state of complete peace. Whatever we're holding, whatever we're resonating with, that vibration, that is our responsibility to take that into the world. It's not somebody else's. Okay, but it's how we respond to any given situation that's being presented to us that changes the fabric of the reality that we live in. Okay,
Yeah.
so as David rightly pointed out, don't ignore what's going on in the world. Deal with the triggers, deal with how you respond to it like a master, basically, because that's what you are, that's what I am, and that's what all of us have incarnated here to do at this time. And this particular Lionsgate it's the master Lionsgate. This is the one where we're actually being given, like you said, David, the reins.
Yeah.
This is it.
The
Okay,
Guardians
we're
of
beginning
Earth,
to really
Melchizedek called it.
move. Sorry, my friend.
The Guardians of Earth, Melchizedek called it. That's,
Guardians of Earth.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yes, It's a good term. Like, well, the fact that Melchizedek's been here, hands on deck for years now, he just proved it, when he turned up and started getting involved with particularly with you, David, and everything that we're doing. It indicated how important, how high level the work is that we're doing. And one of the questions that I was asked on Wednesday is totally relatable. Is like, how can this be my master lifetime when I feel like I do? And I was like, you know what? I get you, and we've had this conversation, and I know other people hear it. It's like, I'm a master. I've trained for this. Ye gods, like how and why and where, how can that possibly relate to me? But that's the reality of it.
Well, this
This
is
is our master incarnation. End of.
it ties in really nicely with what I was talking to you about earlier, Tim. So I've got I'm very honoured to do a session with the lovely people at Solus Healing yesterday. There's a video going out on their channel later today, which I'll share as well, actually, and where I channeled a message from Serapis Bay, and he was talking about the conversions of timelines that are happening at this Lionsgate, and literally what he was saying is that our timelines for each of us individually has been split. We have the ascending timeline that's doing all of the work that we are, to get us to the place we need to be, the present moment, and the ascended timeline where we have already done the work that we need to do to get to the place when we go through the Lionsgate. And that when we go through this portal on 8-8, these timelines are going to converge, and the ascended self that's already done the work whilst we are still here doing the work is going to come back together and going to merge together. And we're going to be in a place where we've done what we need to do to begin the next chapter. Does that mean we're going to be levitating and teleporting around the planet? Probably not. We've still got a little bit of a way to go before we get there, but we will have done what we needed to do for where we are in this mission right now, to become the guardians of the earth, to begin to hold the vision for where it is we are to go, where we're going to go, and the next chapter of this journey.
That's a really interesting. That's a true golden nugget. That is about how that can, because now when as you explain that, from your perspective with the information that you've received, I can see exactly how everything that I've received is being set up to tie in with it. So
It's,
I love it when that happens. It's so that also reduces the potential for being kind of pulled onto a tatty timeline that you don't want to be on. It's
mm,
going to it's going to basically start sorting out the wheat from the chaff, as the saying goes. It's going to lessen the opportunity for being pulled into a lower time stream, something that's not going to create what you want, because we're really going to be focused when that merge occurs. And it's why we've also been prepared so rigorously.
yeah,
We're all getting to the point where we're just like, how can we take any more? How can it get any, how can we be squeezed any harder? This is why it doesn't happen for no reason. We're not being punished. It's for
no.
all this period of time. So interesting stuff, David. Thank you.
It is a fascinating time. It really is. And, this Lionsgate is going to be absolutely huge. We were talking about this the other day. Me and Tim were catching up earlier in the week, and we were starting a conversation about something completely different. And it was like, something was coming through to you and something was coming through to me, and it just ballooned until the end of the conversation. And we've got some juicy information as well about what's going to be happening in this Lionsgate. If you've seen the workshop that we're running, or if you've already signed up, there's some stuff in there about the Autumn Major. We want to do some work on the Autumn Major. And part of that was this idea of the unity consciousness. So in 2022, was it, I believe, when the Autumn Major was upgraded to the fifth dimensional
Yeah,
blueprint, and you and I did a load of work together then, didn't we? We ran a workshop,
we
and
did. We
it
did
was
it.
the year of the Autumn Major, wasn't it?
It was you identified it in the Lionsgate of 2021, because the Ultra Major, the Higher Heart, and the Solar Junction
Yeah.
became readily accessible. I mean, people had connected with them before that, but it's almost like, okay, this is for the many, not for the few. And but at that particular time, and for me, the Alta Major's always been like the problem child of the chakra
Mm.
system. It kind of completely blew any aggravation I'd had with the other chakras completely out of the water, because it's how we used to be connected to our old reality. And of course, once people had started unplugging and the matrix began to decrease in power and size, we're left with a load of funky wiring in the back of it. And a lot of people have experienced a large amount of physical pain in that area, me
Sure.
included.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to know that this work is ongoing as we slowly and very gently detach ourselves from that reality. It's now we're starting to, like you say, like the work that's coming through and the true purpose of the Alta Major at a fifth dimensional frequency is it's right up there, isn't it?
It really is. Like if you joined us at that time, one of the things that that happened was a development of a unity consciousness, which was like a high vibrational network. Basically, everyone that was awakened and using their Alta Major created this like hive mind, for want of a better
Mm.
word, where all of us, all of the awakened ones on this planet, can basically share higher consciousness for the establishment of a better world for everyone. And that's been there, but it's my feeling is it's been quite dormant since it was set up. It was more like, okay, well, we're shutting down the old network, the old 3D network that was there, and we're putting in this place this fifth dimensional one. Now we're moving into this Lionsgate, though, it's going to come online at a much higher frequency. And this is the tool that we're going to use to birth our new world. What we were talking about earlier about each of us stepping into our own power and becoming the masters of our own reality, we can apply those same techniques through the Alta Major to share a higher vision amongst all of the light workers of Earth. And if we can all hold that vision together, create through this new blueprint that we're going to create with it, if we can all create, if we use the skills that we've been developing throughout this year to create our reality, to create a shared reality, this is how we birth the new world. This is what Melchizedek's been talking recently in preparation for the Lionsgate. This is why we had to step into our own power. And this is the handing over of the reins as we begin to manifest the new world around us that we're meant to live in. And this is huge, absolutely huge.
It is, and it reminds me a little bit of the naval chakra, when the naval chakra first became
Mm,
part of our chakra system. Dinah Cooper brought the information through Discover Atlantis in 2004. And even after we'd had the 12 chakra system like fully installed at the beginning of our movement into 4D, in 2014, I think it was, everybody received their 12 chakra gold print. Everyone on the planet did. I was like kind of left wondering exactly what the naval chakra actually did. It's like, great, it's the Atlantean chakra of oneness, woo, sort of thing.
yeah.
That sounds fun, but what does it do? And it wasn't until 2020, when it was February 2020, that it became fully activated and began to pulse out. And almost to the day, it was almost the following day that as soon as that wave of energy had gone out, the world began to truly change. Okay, so these kind of almost dormant chakras, they are far from dormant and
Yeah,
actually have a much higher purpose. So seeing what this creates will be very interesting.
without a doubt. I don't know if you've experienced this, but this year I've felt the naval come online at a whole nother level as well. I've been using it a
It
lot
will,
more
yeah.
this year. When we shifted to the sixth dimensional blueprint at the solstice last June, it became like an anchor point for love. It's really connected to the heart now. And when we focus on this, we have just the most incredible ability to send love to every living thing on this planet as easy as anything. It is such a beautiful thing. And, you know, if we all start to work with at that blueprint, it's so powerful. We
It
can do
really is. I
so
mean,
much work.
just look at how many people are coming together.
Yeah.
How many people are coming together, and that's the purpose of the navel chakra, drawing everybody into unity. It's just
Yeah.
highly important at the time that we come together for the right reasons.
That's it.
You know, hence my kind of dialogue at the start, sort of thing. So yeah, it's all happening, and this is why this year is so exciting, isn't it? Because it's actually beginning to take shape,
Yeah,
and we are the we are the crafters. We have our pottery that's being kind of spun, and we're kind of like making sure that it's all done correctly.
that's it.
So happy days.
Happy days indeed. An exciting time. And
Mm.
we're very much looking forward to the 8-8 with you, my friend.
Yeah,
It's going to be a good
likewise,
night.
likewise, David. So for those of you that are joining us, it's going to be a fun and powerful night, as
Really
ever.
is.
And for those of you that haven't heard, David and I are coming together for a Lionsgate event online on Zoom at 7 p.m. UK time on the 8th of the 8th. So come and join us because it's going to be beautiful work, and we're going to have a good time. And yeah, just what better way to kind of bring all of these frequencies in? It's we're really stepping into it now, so
We
it's
are.
onwards and upwards, quite literally.
Yeah. The challenge at the moment, the thing that we've got to do is just recognize that we're stepping into it, to
Yeah,
recognize your own power. If you can do that, game changer.
job done.
That's it. Simples.
Thank you, David.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much,
joining
Tim.
me
An
this
honor
morning.
to join you as always, my friend. And
Likewise.
I'll see you a week today.
Yeah, we'll be back in 7 days, won't we? And
Yeah.
sending you all out there lots of love.
Sending
Thank
so
you for
much love,
tuning
guys.
in.
Thanks for
We'll
watching.
see you
See
soon.
you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.